Go on, get the thing, let's do the thing and the thing and the thing. Right, what do we need to get from here? I don't need to get anything, but I may as well top up the stacks while I'm here. Oh, or, you know, reduce the stacks, I suppose. Realise it's been a while since I topped up the circuit board thingy. Okay, so, take the long way around. Go to the space elevator station and then hop over to quartz nodes. Get the cache of quartz crystal out the bin and then hop over to the iron, not the iron thing, the steel location. Maybe pick up some extra shit. And then head back there, and then back to the space elevator stop. Start doing the rebuilding on. timed the jump. I think while I'm here, I may as well go check on the iron building. See how that's looking. Hello. Yeah, see the chat app's moved itself again. Yeah, put that back where it should be. I'm good. Yeah, there it is. There we go. That one's moving kinda smoothly, and the others are moving a little bit stoppy-starty. See, how's it look upstairs? I have a impaired memory recall, so I don't remember lots of things. Best not take it personally. Okay, for all of the iron going into the building, the iron coming out of the building looks shit. Doors on there. Style principles would suggest that I could put the door there, but this lines up with the walkway. Barely rings a bell. I remember, like, I vaguely remember having a conversation, but, like, I don't remember when it was or who it was with. Where's all the iron going? It's coming into this side building. Here we go. So we've got Mark 1 coming out of there. Just like bugger all coming out. I think these kind of floors are going to need to be redesigned on a future playthrough, because this is just a giant fucking mess. Right, we've got some iron backed up here. Where's that going? Oh, rods. Yeah, that's fine. There's all these, like, there's, like, at least 4 lines of iron coming into the building. Where, like... So that's the one that's going smoothly. You, like, saw that downstairs. This one's... like, this is the first one going staccato. Yeah, like this is an entire like temporary setup. Can't remember if it was this playthrough or the previous playthrough where I figured changes in recipe requirements means it's more efficient to ship both iron and coal to a given destination than it is to ship steel ingots. And in some cases, like it's like shipping steel parts. See, I think this is why people want ratio splitters, because like this is being split evenly, whereas I want more coming out here. I suppose something I could do to improve things a bit is just remove that line. Yeah, so because I figured it's probably better to ship coal and iron directly. Partially because of like resource thing, but also means for recipes like iron plate, you obviously need iron ingots right away. Now, you can be shipping coal over, so when you get ready to switch to steel, like plastic coated steel or steel coated plastic. I think it's plastic coated steel for the iron plate node. You kind of defer that switch over until you get solid steel ingots, because otherwise you end up having to switch back to iron ore, or you end up having to produce the iron ingots on site at the iron facility, which is just unpleasant. These are all prepped to have the spacing to add to do solid steel ingots at their respective destinations. It's going to involve a lot of draining of manifolds. Like the input belts are all going to have to be disconnected for iron. And then for each destination that processes iron ore, it's going to have to be like drained until I can then switch it over to doing iron ingots. The side effect and problem of doing this approach is that before I've switched to solid steel ingots, you've got all of this space reserved just for when you switch over, leaving a kind of narrow gap in order to deploy like the routing of resources. Because I've got this design principle in place where the first 5 tiles, well, the first 4 tiles are kept clear. Supply belting's done on the 5th tile, then there's a gap tile, and then the manifold start. So I'm thinking on my next playthrough that if I do this kind of floor again, I want to not do this shit and give myself more depth, putting in splitters and mergers. Like one of the things I've got in place for the iron node, like the 4 iron nodes over here, is each iron node gets like split 3 ways, so it's then merged back together on the 3 separate lines. Is I could do the same thing for these, where I just like split them multiple times and like load balance them, which I don't like doing, but a properly laid out load balancing line is going to make a hell of a lot more sense than this style of thing where it's just a big giant mess. Not to mention a properly laid out load balancing thing would not result in this kind of nonsense, where we've got that many input belts and output belts all occupying, like, need to occupy like the same amount of space. It's just you can't see with a quick visual inspection where everything's going. I wouldn't necessarily describe this as spaghetti because it is technically neat and organised, but it's too much of a mess to call it lasagna. Plus, there's the whole thing of like all of these resource, practically all of these resource belts are undersupplied anyway. Like, that one at the end requires like 334 unit a minute of iron ingot, and for the longest time it was bottlenecked by Mark III belts. Now it's got Mark IV belts on parts of it. But because I keep having this lack of foresight issue of thinking it's like, oh, I just need to build one recipe, like one machine's worth of recipe for every single thing for the warehouse, and then thinking it's like, oh yeah, 4 units a minute is a totally reasonable production thing of parts that require belts, like parts that are required for belts. Yeah. Well, when I've come over here, I've only picked up 32 like encased beams, just because of undersupply. Now, things should be a little bit better now, because for about the last 200 hours of the game, there was only one belt, like that one iron machine sending 270 unit a minute of iron for all of this and all of that, and it's just daft. And it's just has kept the power requirements down though, so silver lining and all that. Yeah, so at the moment, like throughout like the back half of this week, we've been returning back to the space elevator facility. We got the plastics motor finally set up. It's probably bottlenecked in terms of supplies and outputs. It requires 507 something unit a minute of oil. I'm only currently bottling 240 unit a minute of oil. I possibly don't have enough canisters to satisfy the throughput for that even. But it is getting produced, and that's how I'm getting the space elevator phase stuff done. So that happened when I realised I should complete the next phase of the space elevator to open up the RNG pool for the man. So I've got about 3 or 4 hard drives sat in the hub doing nothing, because I kept unlocking like recipes I don't want. So I just kept on picking things because I don't I want to remove them from the RNG pool. The last recipe that I picked up, I got a heavy modular frame alt, which I haven't had the time to deploy. I'm going to drop this stuff up here. I was hoping to get solid steel ink, because that should be in the pool, but I didn't get it, so disappointed. So yeah, there's a bunch of drives I could still go collect. Like, I can't get that one until I actually unlock the turbo motor recipe. But all of the requisite parts of this side are being made. Well, the aluminium parts, if any are needed, aren't being made because I haven't got bauxite unlocked. But it would mean that once I get the recipe, turbo motor should get produced fairly rapidly. The power-based ones, I think there's another one popping around somewhere. That's not the turbo motor one. Like that one, I need to run cables up because I'm not building that many biomass burners. I think there's one with heat sinks I've already taken care of with crash site parts. Yeah, I think like that was the heat sink one. I found some heat sinks around here. It's normally I sink parts that I can't make, but well, I feel it was worth unlocking that. High-speed connector. I think I can build. I can build those now, but I don't think I've set up the manifold for. But that one also needs power. But there's also a couple here that need Fixmas parts, so those will not be getting collected for a while. Oh yeah, and then there's a couple I'm marked off on the map. So there's these two crash sites here. I just couldn't get to. Well, I think it was either on a lunch break stream or like an evening stream where I wasn't quite in the mood to do jumping puzzles or what have you. I kind of cheated to get these ones because I just jumped off the side of the jungle with the parachute. Well, not jungle, bamboo fields. Oh, I've actually mostly maxed out on the raw quartz, so I need to come back with a hub full of copper sheet, I think. Yes. Right, one of those is for high-speed connector. Yeah, so that suggests I haven't got a high-speed connector set up. So let's pop over to bauxite facility to get some copper sheets. I haven't used the parachute a fair bit now. I can see why people do hypertube cannons. I've never really been into using the jetpack. Obviously the holopack isn't something you can rely upon if your hypertube cannon aims you towards somewhere that doesn't have power. But parachute's brilliant. Plus there's like this funky thing. Oh, well, that's a poo demonstration. Let's try that again. Failed again. Okay, this is going to be better. So, you can parachute upstairs. If you have enough forward momentum, you can go up an entire staircase with the parachute. It's fun. So, yeah, rambly. Yeah, I'm doing a little run to go get circuit boards being produced again. Then I'm going to pick up the parts that I left over at the space elevator. Well, probably head back over to the hub then and run over. Or I could go back to the main interchange, I suppose. Then get over to the plastics refining area and start building out the rest of the parts I need to get a fuel generator fired up on 5 units a minute of things. Now I've just noticed those tubes intersect. I swear they weren't intersecting before. I'm gonna have to fix that. It should be easy enough to fix. I'd have to set the, change the tilt. I've got this like wavy thing going on with the noodle tubes. Just so the path they take is more interesting. Try that again. I'm convinced I used to be able to get this done reliably, and now I'm trying to demonstrate it. I can't get the damn trick done. There we go. Obviously, if you have more momentum, you can climb stairs. So I'm convinced update 8 will bring about a whole bunch of like challenge maps where people try to like navigate puzzles or like race against time using the parachute. Then you just have like random staircases in the middle that you have to aim for in order to get a speed boost. Or, well, not so much a speed boost. It's the equivalent of a speed boost in racing games, where you have like random arrows on the road. But, hang on a second. Got to fix that tube. But you get an altitude boost. So like either with mods or through like your referee, you get like a penalty every time you have to land and get launched up. Upstairs. If you want to extend a Mario Kart analogy, it would be the equivalent of having a race course lined with hypertube holes, so that here we go. So that whenever you let go of the parachute deliberately, or you just, you know, fell off the course, whee, you'd land on some hypertube holes and get shot up back into the course, like, crap, what's his name? Lucky 2. That one's tilted down, so that one should be tilted up. Yeah. It didn't break the pattern, it's just that I'm just annoyed I'm having to break the pattern to stop the tubes from intersecting. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't notice before. Here we go. What do you mean extended interaction range? Yeah, you're referring to like the momentum changes that they made in update 8, which mean you can go like uphill both ways and shit like that. Or something else. Oh, right, yeah. I think I've seen a bit of that. Like, I might have seen that when I've been building with the parachute. But I might be like thinking of something else. I don't need plastic over there because I want to be big and Mark II pipes wherever possible. Nope. Yeah, see what you mean. I think that's a bug. Like, the hover pack's something you can arguably use one-handed, but like a parachute. Being able to use the parachute one-handed feels weird, so having an extended interaction range feels weird. Well, that's a problem. Yeah, at some point I'm going to have to actually deploy a proper amount of bring up production. That can maybe be the next step. Actually deploying steamed copper sheets and pure copper equipped. Like, I think I've got some headroom left with the Mark IV belt parts and coal power. But extending that power plant gets a bit tedious. That's why I've got this push to get the plastics refinery set up. Plus there's this whole thing I want to try out that I've started off with the plans for the space elevator facility, where I want to try and get this facility independently powered. Now that does mean that where is it? Oh, here it is. Forgot what floor I was on. That pylon has to make its way over to here to power the coal plant, not the coal plant, the coal miner and the sulfur miner that's going to go there eventually. Because I'm using compacted coal in turbo fuel. And I've only got 106, I don't want to use it on railings. Yeah, because I'm making compacted coal with turbo fuel. I need coal and sulfur, and if this factory is going to be independently powered, that means all resource generation specifically for this facility needs to be powered from this facility. much in the same way that the oil bottling plant over here is independently powered but could be linked into the space elevator grid. Okay, so I haven't figured out the rest of the belting for this because I've got to do a diagram somewhere. Of like the plan for the overflows. Yeah. So yeah, 2 separate power things, one for generating main grid power, one for facility power. And that one is 2 separate things, again, for main grid power and facility power, but what it's probably going to end up being is just the one. Because at the moment, I need to set up the facilities to burn off excess heavy oil residue as petrocoke. Yeah, so here we go. So, got this amount of resources coming in. We're generating that. And we're generating that. So the turbo fuel is going to get sent to the fuel generator and is then going to get overflowed to the warehouse. So the fuel generator only burns 4.5 units a minute. The packages are unpacking at a rate of 5 units a minute to ensure that the fuel generator eventually has a full fuel buffer, like internally, and then it'll start overflow. Because I'm not sinking the fuel canisters, eventually the storage will get full, which means that it'll back up all the way to here. And then I'll have overflowing heavy oil residue, which will get sent downstairs, converted to petrocoke, and burnt off. And because if that backs up, that'll also back up. I'll need a second coal miner to burn off the compact coal. So I think the output belts are all done. I just need to redo the input belts. And the front hand of iron in one click. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some iron plate. I don't think it's copy-pasted from the hover pack necessarily. I think it's just general locomotion. So if you're hovering, that you have like it might be a player state thing. Like, is player hovering and has extended range. Probably stock up on iron rods and concrete now. 40 minutes, right? Pretty much all I've done is go back and forth between places, doing, like I said, actually doing shit. Oh, yeah, that's something I should have been doing. Archive site update. Yeah, I think what I might do is I might just defer updating the archive site until tomorrow, because there's like Friday's YouTube video I still haven't gotten around to processing. There's also like I might actually get around to processing the silver play button video, which is unlisted. Last time we were here, it only had 36 in. I don't know that we've been faffing around that long that it would account for the 142 parts there. I wonder if in a subsequent playthrough I should actually have 2 floors reserved for like iron and coal redistribution. Much like I had, well, not counting rubber, if you just take plastic alone. So I had, like on a previous playthrough, I had an oil redistribution facility where I took one. Like the plan was to take multiple pipes of oil in, but because of plastic-free alt, I ended up scaling it way back. There's just one long manifold that was load balanced out to the separate manifolds on the floor. It was 2 separate closed loops of oil repackaging. Now, that doesn't quite work for purely belted products because you don't have separate closed loops. But there's like scope for reducing the amount of like mess we saw earlier. We had like 1 floor for load balancing and 1 floor for like allocating outputs and resources and shit. Another alternative is mezzanining it. But that precludes the ability to add pure iron ingots into the mix. Actually, what goes in first? Here we go. This thing is oil barrels. So the bottom input that's going to be unpacking oil. Yeah. No. Coffee stains. Silver play button video. I don't have anywhere near enough of subscribers on any of the channels to have any hope of getting a silver play button anytime soon. Go. The silver play button video was one of the ones mentioned in like the Chase Farewell stream. So it's something I didn't pick up on when it was originally posted, but it is something that should be archived for fail. Very lazy approach to belting this. Rather than, you know, doing the standard thing of, oh, let's put a, like, stackable pole out far enough so we can have these neatly together. Let's do that. I mean, technically speaking, this would be preferred anyway, because if this were to ever get an overflow return line, I would want to have, like, this space here. So, yeah. Right, that's that side of things sorted. Then we take compact coal down to here. Not the compact coal. Is it the compact coal? What the hell am I doing over this side? That doesn't go in there. Alright. Oh, Right, okay. One of these things is doing... where's the packaged heavy RSG at? Okay. Ooh, fell off. Okay, here we are. Okay, right output. I'm not sure which is more complex, like setting up multi-stage production or setting up inline production. Compact coal, heavy turbo fuel. Where's me canisters coming in? I feel like I'm missing an input, aren't I? Yeah, I'm missing an input. If this was all inline production, then there'd be one set, like one giant stack of splitters coming off with everything on it. And I possibly would have put some signage up in front of it so I could know which one was which. But because I haven't done that, it's a bit more confusing. This shit may get redone again. Oil barrels, that's lucky. So that's the oil barrels one. That goes over there. And then the next one. Oh no, that's the bottom line. Right, so that's packaged heavy turbo fuel. So that's going to be the empty canisters. Well, the first set of empty canisters anyway. Then the next thing is the coal and sulfur. Here's the problem. The 3-hole thing will need to be on top. Well, it's either that or it kind of loops around. Well, no. Actually, what we can do instead. Do it that way, but then it just becomes a giant mess for viaducting. But I have to actually exit out of the thing first. That that'll be the compacted core. That goes up higher. Arrows flipped, cool. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. I haven't decided where this is going yet. I think that there could be multiple outputs laid out for polyres. Don't know if is there a polyres rubber? Yeah, so there's a polyres rubber on. So that could be 3 outputs here. The arrow as well. So you get 1 for fabric, 1 for plastic, and 1 for rubber. Go. Plastics directory. Okay, so one of them is going to go straight out, and 2 of them would go up, so there would need to be conveyor holes here. Now, I could take that down to where it would ordinarily be if it was coming straight out. But it's easy enough to just take it out there. Just make sure it's not on the wrong side of the thing there. Yeah, that's gone down. Four, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's the nonsense I was talking about. Remove the math signage. Get to take it out. Then, if you're going by the order of the directory signage, the bottom one is gas masks. Well, gas mask filters. Then what's next? Plastic and then rubber. Right. I wonder how much I'd actually need. I'm only making like 3.125 unit a minute. So that requires 15 fabric a minute. So that would require 15 polyres a minute. So yeah, that's going to get like a bottlenecked amount of polymers done. Yeah, I think the idea here with polyres is if I make normal fuel rather than diluted fuel, I'll have more polyres getting produced. But if I'm making dedicated polyres, then I can be making byproduct turbo fuel. I mean, like the heavy oil residue would have to get shipped over to here, and there would be like another manifold for this shit. Like the compact coal, I could shift along, but the packaged heavy oil residue is going to be coming in here. It would be just like another manifold. It's going to be fun to figure that shit out. There we go. Probably done. Right, let's get that wired in. Oh, I forgot that. I forgot about that annoying bug. Oh no, power connector's over here. Bit of the easy option. Nope, that's a separate phase. Oh, separate part of the multi-phase bollocks, so yeah. Let's not link them two together. That's one reason why I would consider getting higher tier power connectors, as being able to plug all three things into the same ball, but still have the line continue on. Okay, so that's mostly set up. So next thing is going to be, we'll do this like in order of workflow, not in order of the building. If we're doing a scenario of the building, the next thing we're going to be doing is the petrocoke coal gens. Need to be running the belts down on me. I think there's not going to be any overflow coming out of it. It's just going to be input. So there's going to be... actually, no, there will be output. There'll be the empty canisters for the water. We'll have packaged water going in, but also the overflown heavy oil residue. Which I think we should have an output up there for. Not sure if we do. Yes, we do. Oh, I forgot to do the signage. Eee. So, overflown compact coal. Packaged turbo fuel. And overflown heavy oil residue. Okay. So the one at the front on that side and the one at the back on that side are going in here. do 2 outputs here. Both being empty canisters. Then I can send the empty canisters from here back down to fuel gen to be merged in with the return line. Empty canister, heading down. Packaged water. Oh, hang on a second. My brain's kind of evaporating. Where's the empty canisters package? Like, heavy origin coming from? I think they might be all coming from there. Yeah. I have a feeling I'm going to have a problem. Which one of those is heavy oil residue? One at the left, right? Let's remove these. Feels a bit weird. I'm definitely going to have to put an injection point for empty canisters in that floor. empty canisters for oil barrels. I'm clearly running out of cable. So, empty canisters for oil barrels and full canisters for turbo fuel. Water bottles going up. Fuel gen. Oh, hang on a second, some of those are getting removed. Right, so that's viaducted and that's viaducted. That would leave empty canisters for turbo fuel and full barrels for oil. I have a viaduct going across the front. Where's it going to end up being? I think it's going to be on the rubber floor, wasn't it? Yeah, so that's a bit high. I think this might be serviced by a completely separate viaduct. Go. Without heading for a tree, we don't demolish trees, that'll be displayed. Support when it gets to the ground. Yeah, those signs are done, so I can safely delete all that. So far, it's going to have two outputs. Going to have empty canisters going out. I think I should be sending the heavy oil residue down to fuel gin instead. I mean, we have to be sending water up the building anyway. That would, if we did it that way, then the coal gen would be just for burning off compact coal. Yeah, let's go with that theory. We need to change some signage. let's do this shit later. Gonna be 3 outputs. Going to be the overflown turbo fuel to warehouse and the 2 sets of empty canisters. And there's going to be 2 inputs here. Why have I got 2 holes there? What am I missing? Oh yeah, the heavy artist tube, right? Which one's on top? Feeling a little bit tired, but my brain's kind of okay. Keep going. Right, so like we always do, then turbo fuel. That'll need more clearance than that. What? One, two, three, four. Six. Again. One, two, three, four, five, six. What the fuck's going on here? One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Evidently I can't count. two thingies for. Water and empty canisters for oil. I've immediately forgotten what order those are in. So that'll be the water. Empty canisters. Water. Canisters. Oil. Water being up. All generators. And oil barrel heading up. Turbo fuel. Overflown package turbo fuel. 3, 4, warehouse. Rearrange those outputs fairly easily. Just to make it slightly more convenient to the warehouse in. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That'll be where packaged turbo fuel ends up. The heavy turbo fuel refinery. Heavy oil residue. If that pasted like that, that implies there's a sign with arrows missing. Yep. We always do. In. Shaver fuel coming in, and then by addition, rather than design and sensibleness, I'll be packaged water coming in. Time to take a break. Evening. Hey, rebuilt water into fuel gen floor. And water up to cold. Fingers crossed, I don't know what I mean in the moment. I think I'm at that stage where like it's requiring more focus to figure out what I need to be doing next and not get it wrong. And well, I could probably coherently verbalize what I'm doing. It's getting less frequent that I'm remembering that I probably should do that. So, yeah. Having to step away from the facility to go and grab assigned paths. Not good. Yeah. That's going to be all for now. I will be on sometime in the morning, depending on what time I wake up. Because, you know, the whole... ordering lunch and things. Woo. So yeah, that's going to be all for this evening. Thanks for joining. Goodbye.